Surprise, motherfucker. Venger's on a cruise ship. Let's see, we got today and tomorrow. We're both at sea. Today and tomorrow. And then we get off the boat the day after, in the morning. So, I don't know. This has been, I'll just give you a little look-see around. Yeah, so it's true. I'm on another vacation, and my wife talked me into doing a cruise. I think Royal Caribbean, I think is the cruise line. Yeah, it's been fun so far. Lots of food, going to the beach and the ocean and stuff like that. If you see my Twitter is like the only social media, the only like real internet social media thing that I've been doing this time. So if you don't see me on Twitter, you probably won't see me at all until I get back. And then we're spending a couple more days in Orlando after we get off the boat. So I won't get back until October 3rd, I think. Back to civilization, basically Wisconsin. Got to play poker again, finally. I haven't sat down and played Texas Hold'em since just before COVID. I think like a couple months before COVID hit. Was maybe a month before. Was the last time I went to one of the Indian casinos, Ho Chunk, over my neck of the woods, because they had a poker room. Even after COVID, they got rid of their poker room, so there's really no place that I can like sit down and play poker unless I organize a home game. But I haven't been doing that because with everything else going on in my life, you know, I have only so much like free time to like hang out and entertain and spend time with friends and do hobby activities. So D&D, you know, has been taking up most of that time. By the way, this is just a update on what's going on in my life in this vacation, in general, vlog. So if you're looking for a specific like nugget of information, you're probably out of luck. I'm just gonna be like rambling and talking about whatever as it pops into my head. So yeah, I've been focused, and that's a choice that I made years and years ago, back when I was writing Liberation of the Demon Slayer, and I realized that I only have so much free hobby time to devote to either poker or role-playing games. And I chose role-playing games, which I'm happy that I made that choice. Now that the kids are a little bit older, you know, I'm playing, I'd like to play poker again, but it's really hard where I'm at in Wisconsin, since they closed down that poker room, plus COVID. So yeah, this is my chance to play. I played the first night. I did pretty good. I made like $90. And then the next day, I played something called Ultimate Poker or Ultimate Hold'em or something like that, where you're playing against the dealer with like other players. And I did pretty good with that. I think I made 170 just sitting down for like 40 minutes. But I don't like that as much. Maybe that was beginner's luck. I probably can't like count on that going forward because I don't know enough about the game. I was still asking about like, wait, do you do this or do you put money here or wait, what happens? Like even just before the game ended, or before I left the table. So because you're playing against the dealer, it's more like blackjack. There's really no skill involved. A little bit more maybe than blackjack, but not much. And you lose the competitiveness of Texas Hold'em, which is one of the reasons I like it. And then the third night, I played poker. I went back to Texas Hold'em. Oh, and this was a 2-5 table. So they open up one table somewhere between 8 and 9 p.m. on the ship. And when one table fills up, usually about 10, they start a second table. And there's only ever 2 tables. I'm usually on the first table. Well, I have so far. And so that's the game you play, 2-5. The only time I ever played 2-5 before was at actually there was a second casino that was a little bit closer that had video poker. You sat around like a video console playing, so it didn't have like a dealer. It had video, but you were playing against other people. So it was like real poker, but just through a virtual or computerized medium. So anyway, at that casino, they got rid of the poker room like way before COVID. But there I played 2-5, and I played bad for the first hand or two, and then I got unlucky like towards the end. I only played for like a half hour, and I lost like, I don't know, $300 or something like that. And so I never went back to 2-5 because my main game was 1-2, which is $1 blind, small blind, $2 small blind. So this was $2 small blind, $5 small blind. And I was nervous and a little bit intimidated because I'd never been successful at those stakes. But this game plays more like 1-2. It's not, sometimes late in the evening, when people are a little more drunk, you start seeing like $25 open raises, but pre-flop. But most of the time, people just call the $5, or they make it 10 or maybe 15 at most before the flop. So it's not, it's not too much different than 1-2. But yeah, so I've been handling it well, and yeah, that third night I crushed it. I played for like 2 hours, and I made 578, I think. So that was, that's right up there with like my best ever win for any session of poker ever. So I was, I was stoked about that. When I came back to the room, my wife was sleeping, and I'm like, honey, when we get back to Wisconsin, pack your bags, put the house up for sale, we're moving to Vegas. I was half kidding, but in the intervening years, since early 2020, I have been watching poker on YouTube. I watched Brad Owen and Rampage, and real nice guy from Florida, kind of shorter, stockier, kind of a bodybuilder guy. He's got some dogs. I can't remember his name, but real nice guy and very informative, very cool poker channel. Just like the guys that can't play sports, they watch it on TV, I assume. I don't watch sports. I've never, unless I'm playing in it or one of my kids is playing in it, I have no desire to like watch someone like get a ball in a hole. I just don't care. But I do like watching other people play poker, professionally, or even amateurs sometimes. But professional poker is more interesting because you learn stuff. So I don't watch poker all the time, but I'll probably watch maybe 2 or 3 vlog sessions that are maybe like 20 minutes a week. So I get some strategy and some tips or whatever, and maybe some of that rubbed off. I'm still still very tight aggressive. and sometimes I'm a little more tricky than I should be. There's one spot, and I have a picture of me, like, I asked the poker floor woman to take pictures of me, like, I think the second night. So I have pictures of me actually playing, and I posted those onto Twitter too. And in one spot I was like thinking, because after I gave her the camera and she got ready, like I got dealt a hand and I got pocket aces. I think that's the one and only time this whole trip I've been dealt pocket aces. And I was really thinking what to do, because there was the small blind, the big blind, the straddle, which was $10, and then I was next to act. And what I did is I just called, because at that time there were some aggressive, like, maniac type players, and I was really expecting someone to like re-raise, especially if they had a good hand. And that's kind of what you want. You want someone, if you have aces, you want someone with another really good hand to go in. If they have a good hand, they'll raise, and so you just get more money in the pot, and it's just, more profitable. So I just called the 10. Hindsight, that was stupid, but so like another 6 people called the 10. So there's like 7 people in the pot, and the flop was not favorable to me, and so I didn't want to put any more money in there, because I knew someone probably had something or was going to chase, which people do on a cruise ship, because it's very casual, recreational poker. So people will, they'll call just to try to get their inside straight, or just to hit runner flush or something crazy. And so yeah, everybody checks around on the flop, and then on the turn, someone starts betting, and then someone else calls, and I'm like, all right, I'm fucking done with this hand. I was thinking, like, if I hit an ace on the turn and I make trips or a set, like, awesome, I'll continue. But otherwise, the board is just getting worse and worse for my hand with all these other people in. So I just folded. But that's what I was thinking. I was thinking about that, what I should do pre-flop. When she took the picture, one of the 2 pictures that she took, which was kind of funny. Anyway, so last night I play, and I played for like 3 hours, which is a pretty long session for me, and I was just so card dead. And the few times I did pick up a hand worth playing, I did not connect with the board at all. One time I would have won if I had like stayed in the hand after people were betting and it caught runner, like some sort of straight or flush. And then there's one hand I misplayed, I think, ace king. I was one of the first people to act, and I bet out 15, which was pretty much the highest everybody was going pre-flop. And then I got like 3 callers, and then the flop was Jack, Queen, King. And like I said, I was first to act after the flop, so I checked it. Because I don't know, I was weird. I was probably just chickened out. I was pretty demoralized at that point. I was down half my stack because nothing was working. Although I was excited for this. And then so just check through on the flop, and on the turn, there's like an inconsequential, like a low card, like a 7. They put 2 diamonds on the board, and I check again, and some other aggressive guy bets out, and then someone else calls, I think, and then I don't know, I just felt like someone had 2 pair or a straight, and that I was behind, and if I was putting more money in the pot, it was just to like catch up. So I ended up folding that. And then one time I just got the blinds and a straddle into another caller, and I just pushed all in because I hadn't won a pot in like an hour and a half or something like that. And I knew that people, because of my image, would think that like I had pocket aces. And I even made a little speech. I was like, all right, I finally got a premium hand. So this is my move. And I pushed all in with whatever I had in front of me. I don't know, $75, $80. And it worked as intended. Everybody folded. So I got a little money to keep me on life support. And then like a half hour later, I did that again when I had Jack 10 offsuit, which is one of the best hands I'd seen in like a half hour. And someone actually called, but they had called with pocket fives, luckily, and I was able to double up because I hit a Jack on the board. And then sorry, it's like a play-by-play of poker. If you don't care about poker, I'm sorry about this vlog. And then the last hand I played, I had pocket fives. I was playing against the other guy a couple hands later that had pocket fives. So it was kind of a little bit on a comeback. This time it was midnight. I was getting really tired because we've been out on the beach in the sun, in the ocean, swimming all day. I had been playing for 3 hours. And so I had pocket fives, and I, called the 5 or whatever. I hit a 5 on the flop, so I flopped a set. And then there's like 2 other people in, and I checked, he bet, the other guy folded, I called, and then the turn came, and I think the flop came like 5-9 queen, and then the turn was a queen, and so at this time I had a full house, and I checked, he bet out like 25, and then I went all in, which was maybe $50 more. Kind of bold, but I wanted to look like I was kind of like trying to buy the pot. I wanted to look fishy. I thought about just calling or like min raising, but I don't know. I just thought, given my image, that would look even more suspicious. The guy ended up folding to my shove. So at one point I was down like $150 from my $200 buy-in. But I clawed my way up, and I only lost $53 on my last session of poker last night. So for having that much trouble at the poker table and playing that long, I feel like only losing $53 was a big accomplishment, especially since the last 3 times I played poker, if you include the ultimate poker against the dealer. I've been doing pretty good this trip. And I mean, it's just exciting to sit down and play 2-5 if you think about it. I try to keep that mindset, like how grateful I am and excited to be playing poker at all, let alone at a 2-5 table. I mean, back when I started playing 1-2, that was kind of like the next level, the next plateau. Midway in my list of dreams, one day I'd like to play the main event in Vegas, or maybe some other events in the World Series of Poker. One day I'd love to do what Brad Owen does and, play like 100, 200 blinds like it's nothing. Or Rampage. But yeah, long way from that. If I ever get there, which, if I stay in Wisconsin and they don't legalize internet poker, I mean, how would I even do that? So yeah, I'll probably play one more time, which is tonight, and then hopefully I win. We'll see. I could also play well and just get shitty luck, which sucks. I always use a card protector, and at home I have this little miniature skull, like a little plastic or resin skull that I use to put over my cards to protect them so the dealer doesn't accidentally scoop them, which has happened to me before. Everybody that's played a lot of poker and they don't use a card protector, or before they start using a card protector, I'm sure that's happened to them. is rare. It's probably as rare as ending up with a straight flush, you know, by the time the river comes. But it does happen. And so I was using this little squishy cheeseburger as my card protector. So just sit on my cards and make sure that the dealer doesn't actually accidentally scoop them. But the second island that we went to, I got this little baby. And this is, let's see if I can get the sun a little bit. You see that? Okay, there we go. Yeah, it's very, very cool. And it just, I'll put it right next to the other one. So it just sits there. It's got a nice, smooth, flat bottom. So it just sits there like it would. Let's see if I can see what I'm looking at, what you're looking at. For size comparison. So yeah, I started using that last night for the first time as a card protector. And wasn't that expensive. It was like $90. That was really cool. I just saw it in this shop at St. Thomas, I think, Island. And I just thought it was really cool, and it would make a great card protector. So instead of the little cheeseburger, which everybody was like laughing at, which is good. I mean, I like to entertain and test my comedic chops at the poker table. For one thing, it breaks up the time when I'm like waiting for a playable hand. But for another, I think it makes me seem less adversarial. And when people are like joking around and we're friendly with each other, sometimes people play differently against you. Like they don't want to like destroy you. They only want to like get value out of their hand, which I think is a preferable way for your opponent to play against you, because if they're just out to crush you because they don't know you from Adam, you're just a faceless opponent, like on the internet behind a screen, then they're more likely to just like do maximum damage. Whereas if you've been joking around and laughing and like having a good time and sharing stories and like, oh, where are you from and stuff like that, they're more likely to play a more casual, recreational, fun game against you rather than seek to destroy. So that's one of the little tricks I use to give me a small edge at the tables. So yeah, I really like this and thought that was a lot of fun. But when I brought that out, I don't know, it's a little conversation piece. A couple people asked me about it. I just think it's cool. Cooler than this. But obviously it didn't bring me any luck, but maybe that's because I'm still breaking it in. Because last time was the first time I ever used it. Also, it was halfway through the session before I realized that the price tag was still taped to the bottom. I felt like such a chooch. So I ripped that off. And shortly after that, started doing a little better by the end of the session. Anyway, wow, I'm at 23 minutes. Okay, I think that's enough for this video. Maybe tomorrow I'll talk about meeting the Yoda guy. That was a trip. Okay. Have a good one, everybody. And that's it.